This is part 2 of our spiritual beliefs, and I will just speak to the camera and write down below the summary of everything that I said and anything that I would miss. So let's get started here. Last time we talked about our central belief of the great Manitou and what he is all about. How he is very loving and kind and actually wants us to become like him, so that when we cross over, pass on to the other side, we will actually be better prepared to handle the culture that is there and what is expected of us there. And to develop this way, we have been taught a path, a sacred path that would take us there. We call this path the sacred circle. And so the central part of that is the sacred fire, that doctrine that is in the center that we discussed last time. So this part would be the east, where the sun rises, the beginning of a day. And in the east where the sun rises, we need to learn those things that are important for us to understand in getting along with our fellow man. And so the first thing we need to learn is to do no harm to anyone or anything, really. The great Manitou has given us many things on this earth to help us, to sustain us, things that are pleasing, to the eye, like a rainbow, sundogs in the winter. The great Manitou has given us trees and for herbs and healings and medicines, and he has given us fruit for food and meat and all sorts of things for the use of man. But we must be wise in the use of these things, and we must be careful not to abuse or take for granted any of these things. So the first rule is, of course, to do no harm. We do not do any harm to anything, to our fellow man, especially. We need to get along and be in peace. How can we be family of the great Manitou and expect to go where our ancestors have gone if we cannot live in peace? We must find that peace and harmony. So that starts within us. So the first rule is do no harm. Not with your hands. Do not hurt anybody. Whether what you do or even what you neglect to do, do not hurt anybody by your actions or by your inaction. The next thing, of course, is do not harm anybody with your words. In your communications, make sure you are not harmful. Do not say bad things. Do not gossip. Things like that. Make sure that what you say is truth, and be very gentle, even with the truth. To be uplifting. Never be derogatory or harmful in your speech or any type of communication, whether verbal or nonverbal. Okay, the third thing that is here is do not do any harm in your thoughts. Do not fantasize about getting revenge on somebody or harming somebody. We do not harm anyone in our thoughts. We try very hard to ensure that our thoughts do never cross that line. And again, the next part is like that. It is do not do any harm to anyone in our feelings. We make sure that our feelings are good. We make sure that our feelings are not negative toward anybody. We always try to spread good feelings. Feelings emanate out of a person just like words do. They emanate out, and so your feelings will affect the environment around you. So this is the first step along the sacred circle. It is the step in the east. The first step is dedication. We are dedicated to living as a family, not harming each other. So have a good day.